got Dan putting in work, sweating his ass off in jeans, taking the wheels off the track car. We are going to first off paint them silver because I don't like black, and second off we are switching suspensions with Dan. So I will have coilovers on this beautiful thing here in a little while. Well, not like a little while, but like tomorrow. But we're also underneath the car looking to see if we can figure out what's making our slight thud noise when we go into gear. Check the rear diff bushing. I mean the diff bolt. The front one looks good, doesn't look broken. All the bushings look good. We're gonna check out the Guibo here. Let's see if we can see the Guibo with the camera. No, I'm gonna have to get under here. Guibo looks good. I don't see any cracks or anything in it. So, might be center support bearing. That might be out. We'll have to reach our hands around the exhaust when it cools down. But other than that, the underside of this car is actually pretty clean. A lot cleaner than I thought it was gonna be. So, yeehaw. But let's get these wheels and tires off so that we can get to the suspension and paint the wheels. Okay guys, well, you saw Dan taking off the wheels off the car. We have them off. They're not bad. There's not like pits or a lot of curb rash. I think there's curb rash on that one over there. That was from the previous owner. It came like that. We need to hit these lightly with some sandpaper, scuff them up. I'm going to clean some of the back pads off where there was the wheel weights and stuff. Clean those off. Sand down any of the rough spots. Lightly sand these. Clean them up, dry them off, and we'll get them started with primer. Start with the back, and we'll work our way forward on the wheel and go from there. So let's get started. So guys, now what I did was I just lightly sanded the backs of all the barrels of the wheels just to get off the little bit of dirt, scuff them up a little bit, and get all the old wheel weight tape off of the lips so they're nice and smooth. What we're gonna do is I'm doing the cheap way, and we are going to index card the crap out of this wheel. I do not care that much since these are track wheels and there's no real polished lip or anything, and it's one big whole one color. We're not going to try to do multi-colors or anything. I'm going to index card the whole thing. We are going to spray some primer first so we get a nice good base down in all of that. And we're going to do the backs first, and then once the backs are primed, flip it over, we'll do the front and prime the front, and then we'll come back and we'll paint the back, and then we'll finish by painting the front and making it look good. So let's get all four of these index carded and ready for some primer. Time for primer. I'm using a Duplicolor sandable primer. I don't know if you can see that. Just a sandable primer. Nothing special. using a gray color so that it matches closer to our silver that we're trying to get to. So let's spray some base coats on here of primer and work our way down. So guys, the backs are primed. We now have them flipped over, and we're going to hit them. Where's my little sandpaper? Hit them with a light sanding. There's no real marks or scuffs on these at all, so just a light hit with the sandpaper to rough them up a little bit. We'll wipe them down, and then we'll hit them with a ton of primer. Now that we have the fronts cleaned up and note carded off, we will prime these just like we primed the back and get them ready for some paint. So guys, as you can see, we have our first coat of silver base on. We're going to spray a couple more coats of silver, and then we're going to spray some flat clear. The wind's blowing everything everywhere, but let's get these all finished painted and get them ready to go. Let's go ahead and spray our matte clear duplicolor on the entire wheel. you can see, we had the wheels all painted up. They look fan-freaking-tastic. The silver came out amazing. Flat clear, so they're not super shiny, but they're not super dull. There's the new kitten, Scuba 2. So, now that the red car is pretty much done, the white one, we are going to swap suspension this morning. So, what I have to do first is take off the suspension that we put on. Not too hard. It's literally like 5 bolts for the front and 3 for the back, and we can have all this off. I did try this morning to recharge the AC with AC Pro, but that did not work. It appears the compressor is not kicking on the clutch on the front, so I'll be sourcing a new compressor so that I can have AC in the track car, because it's kind of hot. So what I'm not going to film is I'm not going to film taking off the suspension, as it's it's just taking off the suspension that we put on same way it came off. But while we do have the car up on all jack stands and no wheels, I'm going to put my rear diffuser from this car that I had on here before I went with the MK Motorsports one. Gonna put that one that I made over here on the track car because it's, well, a track car and it's gonna get beat. Also, while we have it up, we'll put the front diffuser on again. That was on this car. It's actually over there, hanging up. We'll put it on this one, on the front. Get our brake duct little thing. Where are they? There's somewhere over there. Get those put on, and the hose is routed, so the hoses just aren't sitting over there. Get that, and then we'll put the steering wheel on. The NRG steering wheel I've been meaning to put it on for a while now, so we'll put that on, and we'll do all that. So, next you'll see this car without suspension. Okay, guys, well, we are headed over to Dan's house. We are going to pull the suspension off of his track car and move it to my track car. So Alpine track car to Alpine track car, swapping suspension. So we're loaded. The white car suspension's all off. We are headed out of here. I'm going to stop by the gas station, pick up a whole bunch of drinks because it's going to be hot as hell out there, but I'll see you guys there. So we made it to Dan's. Time to get busy and dirty. Dan's already dirty. You can see it's all over his face.
Doing the valve cover on E38.
Stupid BMW V8. M62. Craptacular. Well, we have the car jacked up. We have the wheel off. That takes the suspension off. We have both hoods up. Motor is getting a new cam. The previous shop that did the work botched the cam install and cracked it. So that's getting new stuff done. But track car is getting a little bit better, but we are going to steal the suspension. So let's get to it. Come back to you guys when we have that off. So guys, we have the stock suspension, or not stock, but H&R Race and build signs on Dan's track car. We have the coilovers. They're going on mine. There. Load those up in the car. Nicholas is fixing the cams and trying to figure out Vano's timing, what he's doing, so we don't mess it up. But can't be much worse than what it was, so we're ahead of the game. But this one's almost to a complete motor. Dan chilling. This car will move soon. It's got like 9 layers of dirt on it. Oh, so bad. Ready? Oh. 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 Let's put some hair on these balls. Yeah. Hairy balls. Put some veins on the shaft. There we go. Oh yeah. Nice big hairy one. There's also Super JDM too on the back, but the penis completes this car. So guys, as you just saw, we were at Dan's. That was yesterday. And now today, we are back on the white one. Now that we have the new suspension, we're going to clean it up, throw it on real quick, so that we can then in turn get the wheels on, and we can actually get this thing back together and back on the ground. So, not going to film putting it on, because it's literally the same thing that I did in the first place. It's coilovers. We're just going to throw them on real quick. They're already set up for Dan's car, so they are probably most likely at the right height. We're going to leave them at that and put them on real quick and see what this looks like with the wheels back down on the ground. So guys, as you can see, we have the wheels and suspension on. And as you can see, I did not adjust the suspension. This is how it came from Dan's car. It looks maybe a little bit low in the front, so I'll raise that up. I took Tony's 10mm spacers off the front, since now we didn't need them because they don't contact the strut anymore. But I think overall, I love the look of the silver, which is what I was going for. And I like the overall ride height, maybe some minor adjustments. I need to take it for a drive, see how it handles, and we'll go from there. I know we did not get to the steering wheel this episode. We will next episode, I promise. You know, this one's pretty much done now, so we can go have fun, enjoy that one, and everything. So, it's hot out here. It's Texas in the summer. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching this episode of Texas E36 Garage. Next episode, we will get the diffuser, steering wheel, and we're going to be doing air install on Sammy's car. You saw his car this weekend. It's a silver one with red BBSs. They're no longer on the car. He sold them, so all new wheels coming. But we're going to do air install. Don't know how much I'll film of that. Because try to knock it out in 2 days, which is like 4 hours total after work. So we'll see. But thanks for watching this episode. Like, subscribe. We got E36s galore. And that's what we work on. So, next episode, toss up in the air what it's going to be, but keep watching. Always E36 related. See you guys next time.